guys, Derek Art here, and I know it's kind of a different format, right? But because it has been a while, I was thinking about basically reinventing my art channel, making it be art related but also linked to other stuff. Because art, the meaning of art is very. Today, I'll go through my manga collection because it has somewhat increased in size. A few more additions, not a lot, since my last update, but yes, I'm thinking I'll just go through some of my manga collection and highlight stuff that I like about them, whether the art, the story, stuff that I've probably seen the anime for but I haven't seen the art for, well, the manga for, I should say. So yeah. So first up, The Promise Neverland, right? Right here, I have four volumes. The first four volumes actually. But neat, I should say. One thing about this, I've never watched the anime actually. I've watched the anime, but I've read part of the manga. I believe some years ago when it was relatively new. It's completed now, but some years ago I think I read only these two first chapters. Well, volumes, right? But now I have four volumes, and these four volumes I believe cover the first season of the anime, which I've heard is actually very good. I heard that the second season was very whack, and I saw a few clips and stuff look very whack. But I heard that the way to go with this series is definitely the manga because you could watch season one of the anime, but then season two it was just rushing everything to get the entire story that I believe would take at least four seasons based on I believe 20 plus volumes being available to wrap up. But yeah, so first four volumes got this. I believe they're called Omnibus Collection editions of the original Dragon Ball series. This is actually was a gift from a friend. Shout out my friend. Yes, a gift in the sense that it has three volumes in one. Which to me this is such a good pickup because I believe I read this during alright, I live in the Caribbean and a hurricane passed by recently, right? Yeah, a lot of damage for people and electricity and stuff like that. So during that time I was reading this. It actually took me a day to read. Although I knew what happened already because I watched the anime, the manga actually showed me some different stuff, right? Like I never realized how much took place between like each of the actual scenes in the anime. Or I probably realized, but like I didn't really pay attention to it. But reading this is like it showed them in more depth, right? And plus, as I mentioned, it's an omnibus, so it's three volumes in one. And these three volumes actually cover all of the finding the seven Dragon Ball part in the first arc. It covers the training parts with Master Star Wars spoilers. But yeah, this was really good. Like actually was reading it in the darkness. Like light went away and I had to light this little flashlight thing and I was reading it while I was having dinner. Bridget went outside, not outside directly, but like on the veranda whenever the weather wasn't as harsh to read this. It was a good read and the art style is so timeless. Like that's one thing I actually realized. It's so timeless, especially the colored pages as well. That was also nice to see. I can't deny it. I'm one of those persons who likes to see color. And this page, let me just show it right here. This page was so amazing to look at. Timeless, shows the art style is refined. It's one of the reasons why it's one of the top selling mangas of all time and why it always get reprints. Like it's 40 odd years old and get reprints still to this day. So yeah, it's actually I would say this is my favorite manga to read out of all my manga collection. Not the favorite story, but like actually sat down and read this and it felt good. Like I finished it one sitting. My next aspect of my collection, which I must also admit is biasly my favorite anime, manga, everything in anime. Even though I'll admit that there's better stories out there than it, is Naruto. Naruto, like you see the day I collected this one, like I went into the bookstore and I saw this, I was like, ah crap, I'm gonna have to get it no matter what. I'm gonna have to get this, and I was like, one of those days where I never planned to spend anything. I was like, no man, I have to get this. But the thing is, I saw this one first at the first bookstore, so I got this one, which is two, and I was like, it don't make sense to get two and not have one. So I went to the other bookstore just close, and I saw one. I was like, so I planned to spend $0, and I ended up spending on twice, both of them. So after that, that's why I took like almost a year break from manga and stuff like that, cause it's not financially viable. But when I got both of these, I was like, yeah man, collection done. I was like, if I get this as my first ever manga, I'd probably be like, I'll probably be like, yo, just cut it right here and don't even collect nothing else. So, rest of me yapping. I'll get to the, Tokyo Ghoul, volumes 1 and 2. So you probably realize that trend. There's a lot of earlier volumes of series because it's the early part of a collection. So I'm like, I want to actually get into the stories. And most of these are like, oh, some of them are like, oh, I only saw the anime for this. So like, let me see the manga interpretation and stuff like that. So this right here, these are also special to me in the sense that it's my first, somewhat different looking manga. I don't know how to describe it, but let me show you. So most serious books are like this length, and height and stuff like that. But these are taller. So when I was getting this, I actually got the second volume first, which is somewhat a pattern with me. Like I keep on ending up when I read to places only seeing the second volumes and third volumes, fourth volumes, fifth volumes. Right here, I should give a bit of feedback. I should say, volume 2 was like, oh, this looks cool. Like I know the story. Tokyo Ghoul season 1, iconic. The opening. Let me not sing it cause no I'll off anybody ears, but iconic, right? Iconic, canicky. Stop. But yes, these right here, a good read. The art style is also very bold. I like the strong inks. There's a lot of black in it, if you get what I mean. Like you can just skip through on the black and the white. There's a lot of negative space usage in the right way as well. Like for iconic shots, you'll just see like the ghoul beard somebody and you just see the blood splash and you don't see the background. And it just makes it stand out a bit more. Those stuff, like those little artistic stuff I like. So like Tokyo Ghoul, I know that it's a miss for many people, but I really like it. I would actually get the rest of season 1 manga volumes just to compare it. Now let's get a bit edgy. Not that type, stop it. But let's get a bit 2000 emo era stuff, like that started with Death Note, right? Death Note. Anytime I think about Death Note, it reminds me of that one friend in high school who actually made a Death Note. I'll not call the name, the person will know himself, but they actually made a Death Note. I like designed a book for art class, like a Death Note, and I was like, but Death Note, such a great story. This is the black editions, which means once again I believe omnibus, 2 volumes in one. This is the first one. The art, timeless once again. It's like one of those series that yes, it's linked to the 2000s, so it got that appeal. But at the same time, when I'm reading this, I'm like, you could throw it into today's era and it works. You could throw it into any era and it works. And the art is just so stunning. I think the thing is similar to The Promised Neverland, and it's basically the duo going at it where you have the writer and you have the storyboard person, right? Same thing, the art is consistent from the beginning to where I read. And I believe it's to the end as well. Consistent, meaning that it wasn't the art is getting better over time. Like yes, they got better at certain stuff, but from the get-go the art was stunning. Now we'll get on to these now. I continue the edge set of books that have only one volume 2. I'll talk about this one after cause let me just focus on Attack on Titan. Another victim of the second volume before the first volume. I got this one yesterday. I was looking for this first volume so hard in the store, and the thing is the way they have this book set up in the store, well I should say manga, but yeah. They will legit have this book facing on top of another book behind it, right? And then sometimes it's like, person go in the store and they take up a book and they don't put it back in the right place. And I was like, it annoys me at times, but people do what they want to do. So I saw this lined up, boom. I was like, okay, volume 2. Hopefully there'll be volume 1, boom, another volume 2. And then I was like, okay, hopefully again, boom, another volume 2. And then I was like, crap. And then I went to the other section and I saw this AOT book. I was like, yep, I like that. Boom, volume 5. I'm like, alright, I guess I'll just have to take that volume 2. And it's because inflation is a thing. The newer books in the store legit have a newer price. Well, not newer price, a new price. So like, I believe most mangas are for like $10 or so, or $11 based on where you're from. In my currency, it was like $1,700. Yes, so currency is kind of very bad, somewhat. But yeah, it's here or there. But I believe that the newer books are like $2,000 flat now. So like, whoa. But this one was still the original cost. I was like, okay, I'm not getting the volume one, but at least it's cheaper. Like a win is a win, you know. And I did my quick little math on my phone, the calculator, and I'm doing the math, and I was like, okay, it seems like the price that they have on the book is actually with the GCT already. So I was like, okay, no need to worry about no jump scare at the, you know, the checkout point. Now for the next book, One Piece. Chide, it's a joke. All right, Nakama, Nakama. Yeah, One Piece. Actually got this and this as a gift from a friend. So big up my friend. I don't know if the name should be disclosed or not. I know, just in case, big up the person. One Piece. This was one I started reading also during Hurricane Beryl. It was also kinda a hit or miss. Let me explain. First chapter felt like a standalone, which one shot style. Yes, it could work. It was great. Added depth and more information to the backstory. At least in my eyes. Honestly, I just never realized that it's the same thing like the anime. But it also just showed how far the artist came from, but also kind of shows that the artist saw some steps compared to its more recent works, Ichiro Oda. Like, I feel that he somewhat takes some of his talent downwards, or he's just using more editors now, and they're not as in tune with his art style, or it's the hectic time schedule and he's aging, you know. Been doing One Piece for like 27 years now, so he's been aging, and so like the quality of the work nowadays way more text box, so it's like more information. The fights somewhat look, they still look nice when they're ready, you know. One Piece keep that quality. That's why they have the most sales manga wise of all time. I believe even ahead of like Batman comics, and you know that's something running over 80 years. Yes, have a bit of information, you know. And like, I know that everybody was comparing Naruto to One Piece, so let me do it. Oh, by the way, I believe that One Piece has a better story than Naruto overall, more connected. The author had a better vision when making this story, and the author also kept to his vision better than as it relates to Naruto, right? Naruto, nostalgia and stuff like that is why it's my number one. But I admit that this has the best story across anime and manga. You know, just something to keep honest with. But when you comparing volume ones, yeah, Naruto one, Naruto's got the best volume one. Sorry, not sorry, but yeah. But I admit it though, overall has a better story. Volume 1 overall has a better story. Not Volume 1, One Piece overall has a better story. Probably it can be the fact that the story is more stretched out, more planned, better organized, because they have like 40 odd volumes over Naruto. Like One Piece is actually keeping with its pace. They'll mention stuff and they'll discover and actually give the satisfaction of building up on a plot. Versus Naruto where they'll bring up something and then boom. No, the author's like, okay, let me recon this, or editor is like, oh, they might like it more, so let me change it up. But as it compares volume ones, yeah, got a better volume one. Just have to say that. And this, alright, this is like one of the furthest volumes I have that is, it suffer from the volume 2 rule, but by like 3 times as more. This is a volume 6. Volume 6, right? This is one of my first. This was my second one actually, like second manga in 2022, I believe, right? Spy X Family. You know, Anya, she's a goat. Anya's a goat. Like, one thing I would say is Spy X Family came at the right time in my life. Like, I don't know how to explain it. You know, you ever want that go easy, chill back anime, but you want something that's long running, or something that's somewhat popular. Like, you don't want to have to go look for some underground anime or some underrated manga that nobody knows about just to find a calm, nice slice of life with a bit of action, bit of seriousness, but very calm, chilling, good vibes. Right. That was my first time reading a physical copy of something I've not seen before or like read prior or watched prior. And it felt good. You see me, I felt like, you know, I was like, yeah man, look at me, reading manga. Who would have thought? Who would have thought, you know? Those days of going to bookstores and stuff, you seem like some Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew. Big up Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew though, and Die from the Kid. Those were the good stuff when I was younger, but seeing actual manga, yo, shit, it's different. Yes, I was like reading it and like seeing all these double spreads and stuff like that. The art style was good, and especially this part of the story, I think it kind of divert a bit from what you'd be used to when watching Spike's family. Like, you know, the family is usually either together or you have Anya and I'm not good with the names, but let's just say Anya and her father and Anya and her mother, you know, or you have them both together. But you also have the dog, you know, they got the dog in it too. But yeah, I use a lot of memes and I talk sometimes. But yeah, I'll go into You are my special Jujutsu Kaisen, right? Something's in the way, let me get out of the way. Uh, okay, sorry about that. The editing, I have to edit that. But Jujutsu Kaisen, nah, I'd win. I'm not. Alright. Okay, I have to mention it. You remember, like in I think it was 2022 or 2023, they used that Roddy Rich song about missing his dog, and they like, and the TikTok would edit, the TikTok would edit like Gojo, when he just got. But yes, Jujutsu Kaisen. This was my first ever manga. Boom, and it also was the first case of the volume two problems that I had. Whereas I wanted volume one, but I just could not find it, so I had to get volume two. I don't mind it though, cause look at that, it's so clean. So clean, and it's just so clean. Like I got this and I was in the taxi on my way home, and I was in like grade upper sixth form, which is like grade 13. This was the final year of high school in my country. And I was in the taxi and I was reading this, and it's not no calm taxi where you have space movie and stuff like that. It was like a jump pack taxi where a police would have want to stop it twice or something. I was just like, and the thing is, you think that I was new to the content, but no, this was I think season one ended like in 2021 or 2020, so this was like 2 years after. And I was just reading it like it's new to me. But it's kind of new to me because my main intake or method of taking in content was anime at the time, so manga is so different. And I'm an artist, so it kind of was in my alleyway. And like also for many years when I was like from 2016, I was working on making my own manga, not never commit. Because I realized all the stories were either like some generic ripoff in a way, or if they were like so different, they were like probably too different, too much different ideas. The stories weren't clicking, so I was like, okay, but the art was good, and like I like this is probably the art style for Chainsaw Man done right, in my opinion. Everybody have their opinion, right? But yes, as I was saying, I believe that Jujutsu Kaisen is Chainsaw Man art style done right, meaning that it's both similar idea of random message slashes spellings, but Jujutsu Kaisen feels more refined and more consistent, while Chainsaw Man is a bit more messy, like the lines that they use, etc. But to each your own. Yeah, this as mentioned is a series, well, a volume that I got from someone for my birthday in 2022 as well. Yeah, so cheers to them. Now, Full Metal Alchemist. You know those intro shots? Well, the commercial break shots that they made? Yeah. But Full Metal Alchemist is another one. Volume 1. This is the first time I got a Volume 1 intentionally. Well, not first time, but one of the good times where a Volume 1 was the first one I got. Only one as well. This was good as well, I should say. Now, boom. I probably was trying to hyper move because we're talking about IQ. Another one where I got the first volume. I think this was my fourth manga. IQ, you know, to me it's probably the second or third best sport manga out there of all time. Sorry, someone's in the way. Um, I'm biased to basketball. Like basketball over the last 2 years, was like good. Nothing crazy, nothing bad, crazy. Art style was good. One of those cases where the art style remains somewhat constant, I believe as well. I watched like the first 4 seasons of it, so like I know what's gonna happen already. But reading this was good as well. I also liked that it's one of like normal genre kind of manga. Like it stepped away from the shonen aspect. It's shonen still, but like sports. So now we have the series that is everybody like everybody even like everybody know that anime is way better than the manga, like way better than the manga. The anime up to content. Demon Slayer or Kimetsu no Yaiba. Like I'm actually up to date with the anime, like probably everybody else on earth, and like can't wait to see that final arc. They're gonna make 3 movies, I believe. That's the funny thing as well I should mention. Like, once again, I did not read the first part of the manga. I was just one of those persons who never knew much of the story, and I was like reading the manga chapters as they came out. I was in like the final arc, like when it started everything. And so I have a good idea of how the final arc went in the manga and everything, and how it ended. Then for my final entry, Honor X Honor. And this was the first time I got a volume 1 before volume 2, and after I put the show. So, you know, beat the curse. But yes, Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter. You know that means Bungie Con? Let me not say those, but Hunter x Hunter. This felt good to have. By the way, sorry for the background noise. I have a younger brother and everything, so yeah. But Hunter x Hunter first volume felt good to have in my hand because to me it was one of those, felt retro, like, 90s. came out in the 90s, and I was like, yeah man, this kind of collection look different and feel different. When I had just like 4 different volumes. Now I have approximately like 25 or so. Not much, but it's a good progression, right? So, Hunter x Hunter. I already watched it, kinda read it, but not like much. Mainly read the stuff that wasn't in the anime. So it felt good to see how it came across in the manga. And again, it has a similar situation with Full Metal Alchemist, where you have an early adaptation, Hunter x Hunter 1999, you have Hunter x Hunter 2011. Reach the gap. 99 was more attuned to the manga, while 2011 was also attuned to the manga, but they had more of the story to cover, so they made sure they cut certain stuff and made sure they didn't overdraw. They didn't draw out stuff. That's my word. They didn't draw out stuff because they had like a certain budget. They probably had a time frame down to a T, so they weren't working a case where earlier on Hunter x Hunter was trying to not catch up to the manga, and the manga release schedule is very up in the air. It was a case where a person could release his chapters anytime he wanted to, in a sense, because he was renowned already because of his previous work, Yu Yu Hakusho. You know, Yoshiro Togashi. I know his name, but yes. So first one was actually great to read. I would say it felt good to read, and like it just reminded me of the earlier days of Hunter x Hunter, which was somewhat nostalgic. Although like my first time watching it was like in 2017. I mean that's a good amount of time to be nostalgic. And then the second volume, nothing crazy now. It wasn't anything crazy, but it just continued and like good vibes, good read, good vibes. Right. So with that, that's my manga collection. Tiny, don't it? But let me not make a joke. Alright. So yeah, that's my manga collection, and as I keep on growing it, the inventory and stuff like that, I will make update videos, and I'll also make other videos because I have some ideas coming up. For example, potentially making a reading The Promised Neverland season 1, comparing it to the anime, give it a breakdown and stuff like that, my perspective, the artistic perspective, and what it did right, what it did wrong, stuff like that. More of that to come. So thank you for watching, and see you next time.